Àbíkẹ. Hello, everybody. So, how
Hello.
have you been? Yes. So, today, what are we doing? Àbíkẹ, can you let our listeners know what's happening today then?
Sure, of course. So our main focus for today is Yoruba literacy. And we want everyone to know that we do appreciate the engagement that you have on this live stream with us. And so a way to show our appreciation is we want to kind of discuss some of the previous comments that we had before on our previous live stream.
Yes, absolutely. See, it is very important for us that you engage with us because this discussion we're having regarding Yoruba is for you and is for us. And having communication together, we really appreciate that you're getting engaged in our comment section and everything. Which is why we would like to address two of the comments that we had in our previous live. So, one of the comments, I'm going to read it out to you, and it reads, just a minute. Okay, so this is one of the comments. It says, native Yoruba speakers are like gatekeepers of the language. They are always, with a capital letter, making fun of those of us who are trying to learn the language. So, Àbíkẹ, what do you think about this?
Okay, so I'm going to give my answer as a learner because I'm not fully fluent in Yoruba yet. So I am trying to learn. And my opinion on that, gatekeeping is a strong word, I feel as though when it comes to when I interact with native speakers, I always get appreciation for trying to learn the Yoruba language. That's what my experience is. Native speakers usually appreciate me trying to learn the Yoruba language. I do feel, a little weird sometimes just because of some people language shame. I'm not gonna lie, some people do language shame, but as far as gatekeeping, not really. I can't relate to that personally. Gatekeeping, my definition of gatekeeping is withholding information. Kind of like I'm in the club and you're not in the club. Yeah. So I never feel that from native speakers at all. Them withholding my language because it's my language too. But even if I wasn't a Yoruba person, I usually get appreciation from native speakers for even trying to speak the language. So I can't relate to the gatekeeping comment, but I can understand maybe that person felt that way. My advice to that person as a learner, me and you, we're the same. My advice is just to change your perspective on it. Just change the perspective. It makes the learning experience more enjoyable. Just don't kind of look at it from the standpoint of, oh, they don't want to teach me. When you flip it to a more positive viewpoint, it makes the learning experience better, and it makes you a stronger, a tougher person, because learning a new language is not for the weak. It's not for the weak at all. It's not for the
absolutely
weak.
not. Absolutely not. Thank you so much, Àbíkẹ. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. So someone just said, báwo ni mo wà dáadáa, ẹ ṣeun, Adéṣẹwà, Ìwàlẹ́wà. So beautiful name, Ìwàlẹ́wà. Hey, yeah, it is the same for me as well. I don't think gatekeeping is a thing for Nigerians. Like gatekeeping, it is not a Nigerian thing. Anyone who's been to Nigeria before or who's met a Nigerian would know that Nigerians love to share everything when it comes. We are so proud of our culture, our language, our food, that the moment we see someone, wherever we see them, we are kind of like introducing you to the food. I'm cooking this for you. I'm doing that to you. I'm telling you how to say this. So I don't think it's more of a gatekeeping thing because we would love everyone to learn our language. So
yes,
I'm sorry you feel like that. Okwane, but I don't really think it's gatekeeping thing. But we're going to talk more about the making fun aspect of though. We will address that as well. Like I promised in the last live, we will address that part. So, but before then, I want to look at the second comment. Àbíkẹ, would you like to read that for us, please?
Yes, please. I would definitely like to read that. Let me pull it up here. All right, so this comment comes from our viewer, Olu Deracer. And what Olu says is, that's not necessarily true. And I think he's responding maybe to the previous comment.
Yeah, isn't it? I think so as well.
Right, I think so. Olu says, some people might laugh, not because they don't want to teach you, but because for years, their ability to speak Yoruba was ridiculed. Olu also adds, and all of a sudden, you want to learn it. I speak Yoruba fluently, and I teach people as well. So maybe that's not directly to that previous comment, but he or she is referring to that, regarding this comment, I'd like to just put my own 2 cents on this really quick. Because Olu says some people might laugh, not because they don't want to teach you, but because for years, their ability to speak Yoruba was ridiculed. In my opinion, though, as a learner, I definitely hear you. I completely hear you. Being ridiculed for speaking your native tongue is not okay. However, as a learner, I don't think I'm ridiculing anyone for the language I want to speak. I want to be you. Olu, I want to be you. I want to be you, and you're like, I want to speak Yoruba. I have never in my life, never ridiculed anyone for speaking Yoruba at all. I want to be a Yoruba speaker. So that ridicule, I don't think it comes from learners. I don't think it applies to us. We want to be you guys. So that ridicule, I think that's more so within the Yoruba community, within the native speaking community, more so than the learners. What do you think, Eniola?
Yes. Well, I absolutely understand Olu's perspective, where it's coming from, because Yoruba, unfortunately, in 2023, is still being ridiculed when spoken outside of your home. People measure your intelligence by the way you speak English, which is crazy. So I can understand where it's coming from. Like, oh, we get ridiculed for speaking our language, which is our mother tongue, which we're blessed with. And all of a sudden, oh, it's become a thing now. Everybody wants to learn Yoruba language, just like everybody wants to be Nigerian. Now that the music is there, the food is there, all of a sudden we want to do Nigerian wedding. We want to do this, we want to do that. So yes, I totally understand where you're coming from. But I would like to add this. So I love proverbs a lot. Yoruba is amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I'm going to say this, like, wọ́n ní pé tí a bá gbàgbé ọ̀rọ̀ àná, àní rẹ́ni bá ṣeré. Okay? So things happen a lot. But if we keep account of everything that happens to us, we will not have friends. Oh, you did this at 1 o'clock yesterday, and you did that to me at 1:30 yesterday, and you did that to me. We will not have friends. Okay, so sometimes we just have to let go of the past so that we can move forward. So I am happy that many people now want to learn Yoruba. I am so happy about that. Like now I can hear Yoruba on the radio, like international radio for that matter. So it is amazing. I am happy that is coming into light. People are appreciating speaking Yoruba more, especially Nigerians and people in the diaspora. They appreciate speaking Yoruba and they understand that Yoruba is part of our identity. In short, it's the number one way to identify ourselves. Because the moment you tell your name as a Yoruba person to anyone, they're like, oh, where are you from with the name?
Yes.
Because they know that our name has meaning. And the moment you say that, okay, so where are you from? Your name, you see? So that is part of our identity. So on everyone who's ridiculed Yoruba language, on their behalf, I apologize to you. Emma Binu. Okay, Emma Binu. And that is why we are having this conversation, myself and Àbíkẹ. Like, how can we progress? How can we move forward? How can we help people to learn the language and not put the ridiculing part into it? So, like Àbíkẹ said, she has experienced more of a positive side of it. People appreciate the fact that she wants to learn. And this is going to sound a little bit, okay, let me put it this way. When you're learning someone's language, in all honesty, if we want to be honest with ourselves, we sound funny. We really sound funny. I'm a language learner. And when I record myself speaking the language that I am learning, even I laugh at myself. So it is just a natural reaction that we get from people when we try to speak this language that we are learning. Okay. Absolutely. So I would want us to look at learning a language from the perspective of there are some things you can control and there are some things you cannot control. You see those things you cannot control, my dear, do not dwell on it. Focus on what you can control. Now, I would say to anyone learning Yoruba language or any language at all, if you have said a word and a native speaker make fun of you or laugh at you or something, make it positive, okay? Please try not to get offended. When this person laugh at you, you say to the person, oh, have I said this word wrong? Please, how am I supposed to say it correctly? You have used that mockery into your own advantage. That person is going to be happy to tell you how to pronounce the word correctly without paying that person a dime. So you've just had a free tutorial. You've had a free lesson. So use that to your advantage. Our attitude matters a lot in everything we do in life. The way we react to things in life is very, very, very important. So don't look at it as something bad. Don't get offended by it. Look at it from a positive perspective. Like, oh, okay. So let's see. What was I supposed to say? Did I not say it correctly? You know, make it fun. Joke about it.
And I'd like to add,
exactly. From there, you learn more. And because someone made fun of you and you make a joke about it and they corrected you immediately, trust me, it's going to stick more in your head. Next time, you will remember exactly how to say it. And then you will be more determined to pronounce that word correctly. Like, okay, I will not let you make fun of me the second time. This time, I have to learn it and I have to do it the right way. So, laughing at you when you say something in Yoruba language, trust me, that is something you don't have a control over. It will always happen. Unfortunately, it will always happen. But, like I say, take advantage of it. Look for the positive in it and make use of that. Okay? Use it to your advantage.
And I would like to also add, when it comes to learning a new language, Yoruba for me, but any language at all, have fun. Don't think too much. Don't be so serious. You know what I'm saying? So it is funny when someone who English is their second language and they come and they say a normal word to you weird, it is kind of funny, it's a small laugh. So don't take it too serious. Don't take it too personal. Just get your help. Remember why you're here. Remember what you're here to do. You're here to learn this new language. So not taking it so serious. For me, I would say also, like, I like to compare it to dancing. When you go out or anything like that, you want to dance. Some people sometimes don't dance because of fear of how ridiculous they may look. But in reality, no one is focused on you that hard. You drove out here to come out here to dance. So don't think too much. Just enjoy yourself. Same with learning a language. Don't think too much. Just enjoy the journey of learning a new language. You know, don't take everything so personal. So that's just like my 2 cents on that one.
Oh yeah, that's true. Thank you very much. So that is the beat to that side. Yes, it's does it hurt when someone laugh at you? Absolutely, it does. That is life for you. I mean,
yes, exactly.
We all go through pain. Nothing good comes easy. Okay,
Yes.
nothing good comes easy at all. So forget everything they do, or they laugh at you, or they do something. Just focus on your mission. Your mission is learn Yoruba and speak Yoruba. So
yes,
no matter what happens, you are here to speak Yoruba.
yes.
Okay, right. So
yes.
that brings us to today's main topic. Àbíkẹ,
I'll take it.
You want to put us into that?
Yes, I'll take it from here. So as I mentioned before, guys, the main topic today is Yoruba literacy. And the reason why we decided to do this topic for today, it was inspired by a video that I had made on my Instagram. So let me tell you about that video. So in the USA, in America, in the state of Maryland, their Department of Motor Vehicles, that is the place where you get your driver's license, you test for your driver's license, if you want to change the title on your car, so on and so forth. They actually added Yoruba as an official language on their documents. Yeah, so basically, if you want to register your vehicle, you can do so in the Yoruba language. If you want to test for your driver's license, you can do so in the Yoruba language. When I found that out, I had to tell anyone and everyone I knew, okay? Because look, me, I'm a Yoruba woman. This is a big thing for us in America.
Yes.
In America, we are doing Yoruba fully. That was huge. And my question to you, Eniola, is, you know, over here, we have Yoruba as the official language in the state of Maryland on documents. Do you think, as a native speaker and a natural-born Nigerian, do you think Yoruba people will actually go for the Yoruba as opposed to the English when registering, when testing for their driver's license? I mean, everything is in Yoruba, even studying material for your driver's license. Everything is in Yoruba right there. The state of Maryland thought it to be important enough to include our language because of how many of us are in that region. What do you think? Do you think Yoruba people will actually use it?
You know, the honest and sad truth is no.
Wow.
That is the honest and sad truth. And the reason is because many native Yoruba speakers, like they can speak Yoruba, they are native, they are fluent in speaking Yoruba, cannot read Yoruba, unfortunately.
Wow.
Yeah. Many Yoruba speakers cannot read Yoruba. If you are a native Yoruba speaker and you're watching us right now, please let me know in the comment section. Brag. Can you actually read Yoruba fluently? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, it is unfortunate, but not many Yoruba speakers can read Yoruba. And I think the reason is because Yoruba is not really taught in school.
You
Except
say
you go to
really?
some, yeah, when I say really, except you go to maybe the government school, which is referred to as public school, people speak Yoruba there when the teachers are not there, and all of that. And like I said in our previous life, I don't remember being taught Yoruba in school until I get to secondary school, and I chose to want to learn it. I attended those classes by myself. So because it is not something that is seen as important, not many people can read.
Right.
They encourage, even open to today, they will encourage, oh, children need to read, they need to read, but everything that is available for them to read is in English.
Right. And that's the problem right there.
Exactly. So if they're not used to reading Yoruba right from time, it becomes difficult. Like, I can read and speak English well. Why should I opt for Yoruba? Which
That
is such a
mindset.
shame. And I want us to get over the hypocrisy that is in the Yoruba community, because I said hypocrisy because when there is a new thing being done in Yoruba, we'll be like, hey, Yoruba to the world. Oh, Yoruba to the world. But are we actually applying that in a real life sense? I mean, just imagine you want to get your driver's license, you can do it in Yoruba. You can get a document
right there.
Write it in Yoruba, explain it in Yoruba, understand it in Yoruba, read it in Yoruba. My dear, don't let me lie to you. It's not gonna happen.
Wow.
It's not gonna happen, which is so sad. It is very sad that many Yoruba speakers cannot read or write Yoruba fluently. I had a friend who was learning Yoruba, and this friend of mine was like, oh, I would always message my Yoruba friends and tell them, what does this mean? And they don't understand how to explain it. I mean, the grammatical aspect of Yoruba, they don't understand it. They don't know how to explain it. Oh, we just say this because we say this. Like, no, we don't just say this because we say this. But I don't blame them. It's not taught in school. It's not seen as important. So now I heard last year that they pass a bill or whatever that is for everybody to be educated in their native tongue.
Oh,
so in Nigeria, that's what I heard. Which would be amazing if they actually put it into action.
Yeah, implement
so
it.
if you live in the Yoruba land, you will be taught in Yoruba in school. If you live in Igbo, you'll be taught in Igbo in school. If you live in Hausa land, you'll be taught in Hausa in school. That would be absolutely amazing. It would change a lot of things for us, because first and foremost, learning will become a lot easier. We need to learn English to be able to understand physics. Imagine being taught physics in our own mother tongue. How amazing would that be? I mean, if we look at other countries who learn this everything about education in their mother tongue, they do better than we do.
You know, I want to add something. There's some weird mindset that's going around our community as Africans, not even just Yoruba, not even just Nigerians, Africans. For some reason, we think because we don't speak English that we're not intelligent. You know, there was this one Netflix show that was in, I think it was called Heist. It was in Spanish. And these actors, they would explain themselves, you know, whenever they were being interviewed in Spanish. And what would happen? There would be subtitles. That way the actor can express themselves in the best way. They think in Spanish, they speak in Spanish. Bam. So they sound intelligent because they are intelligent. And that subtitle is for everyone who doesn't speak Spanish. Yes.
That is true.
Whereas with our own people, we will try to speak. We will try, keyword try, to speak English and not the language we're comfortable in. And we end up sounding
weird.
Yeah.
I still feel like I sound weird with the way I speak English. I pronounce some words sometimes and I'm like, okay, English is not my mother tongue. Before I had the confidence to do my podcast lessons, it took me forever, because I'm like, okay, people are going to be listening to me. I am not pronouncing this word correctly. Maybe this is not sounding right. Maybe that is not something. I'm just okay, I'm teaching Yoruba. I'm just going to say it however it comes out. That's the thing. Well, if we can express ourselves in our mother tongue, we would go farther. Because
so far.
an English person doesn't speak any other language besides English. An English person doesn't care if you don't understand them. They tell you to learn the language.
You're going to figure it out. Yeah.
Or why can't we do the same thing? Why can't we let them figure out our Yoruba? If you're really interested in knowing it, figure it out. It's as simple as that.
It's an effect of inferiority complex. We don't think we're worthy, but we are worthy. Do you know that Africa, they take so much from us because we know so much. If only we knew how powerful we were. If only we knew.
Absolutely. I just want to put this out there. The Nigerian government will never watch my video, so that's okay. But if there is anyone watching and they kind of have a connection to the people at the top who wants to make Yoruba or Nigerian language more important in our education, I just want to say, like, the way they can go about it to make it effective for everyone is going to be a 15-year project. You might wonder, what do I mean by 15-year project? So from the way I look at it, we need to start right from scratch. Okay? Yoruba people say, Ibi pelebe Latin moleje. Okay, another proverb. Sorry, I will tell you what it means.
No, I love it. Love it.
So, Ibi pelebe Latin moleje. Ole is also known as moi moi. So maybe moi moi would people will understand moi moi more than ole, but the real name is ole. So ole is a type of food that is made from beans. Okay, and traditionally ole is made with leaves, but now we have modernized way of making them, whatever. But traditionally, and the best way actually is made with leaves. Okay, so when we wrap moi moi, we put the ole in the leaf. We have the flattened part and we have the thicker part. So the proverbs, whenever you open it to eat it, you will always start from the flat part and work your way up to the thicker parts. Okay? Wow. So ibi pelebe, that flat part is the pelebe. Ibi pelebe Latin moleje. So you eat your ole gradually until you get to the bigger part of it. Okay. So the approach that can be successful if they eventually want to make this possible is to start from scratch. So I'm thinking, because if they just threw it on us like that, it's going to be difficult. Are they going to change all of our textbooks into Yoruba, all of our teachers, training them in Yoruba and every other thing? So I think the best way it can work is the first year of people going into school. So Nigeria runs a little bit of a UK system of education. So if you're going to a government school, you would start primary 1 at age 4, I think. Okay. So they want to make this compulsory, whether you're private or you're public, whichever one it is. The first year of school, all of their textbooks should be done in Yoruba. The teaching should be done in Yoruba, everything. So as a child, their brain is still very young. They absorb things really quickly. They learn really quickly, and they will understand to communicate to each other in Yoruba. So let's assume that the first year of schoolgoers will start next year. This year, they can prepare the textbooks and train the teachers for just the year 1 learners that are going to go in the next year. Then the following year, these first year learners would have gone to year 2 now. Okay, so while they're doing that, while the year 1 students are still in year 1, they are preparing their textbooks and everything for year 2 in Yoruba. So now they go to year 2, they speak in Yoruba. It becomes a lot easier because they started from year 1. and now they're in year 2. Now, the new year 1 coming in will make it a lot easier for them. That is 2 generations. No, not 2 generations, but that is 2 levels now.
Yes, 2 levels.
That's 2 levels now. So gradually it will keep building up until these first schoolgoers get to the top of the education system, which is the last year of secondary school. Because I think if they did it systematically like that, it will become a lot easier and people will be able to blend in easily. Because you cannot just expect somebody that is already in maybe I don't know how the education system works in America, but I would say in the UK, so a year 7 student will be like a JSS1 student in Nigeria. So they finish primary school and then they go into secondary school. They've been learning everything all their life in English, and you just suddenly expect them to switch into learning Yoruba. It will be difficult for them. There will be a lot of failures, like lots of failure, and we don't want that. As much as we want them to speak in their mother tongue, as much as we want them to learn in their mother tongue, we also want them to succeed. We don't want to set them up for failure.
But you know what's funny though? I want to say this in your life. You know what's funny though? The way that they pushed English on you, on everyone else that's, you know, below you, younger than you, the way that they pushed it, you know, it's interesting how, you know, we are being suggested to be gentle with the Yoruba learning, but they were very rough with the English. But I do agree. I like more of a gentle approach because it allows the student to come, you know, without any ridicule, without any forciveness. I like learning situations like that because you don't want to stress your student. Learning should be fun. Learning should be engaging. Absolutely. It shouldn't be by force, but it should be made important too. But I want to add, I think your approach, I completely agree with it. You know, that gradual learning process is very important. But I want to say, as a learner, I am not yet fluent. I will be. I am not yet fluent in the Yoruba language. However, I am able to read in Yoruba and I am able to write in Yoruba. And that is not because I'm a genius, even though I am smart, but I'm not a genius. The Yoruba language, you know, of course, to a native speaker, it's easy, but to a person who doesn't know it yet, it's not impossible. It's much more simplistic than English, which is appreciated. I love that about Yoruba. It gets straight to the point, especially with the reading and the writing. So I feel as though those people who are older than that first year, you know, that age 4 child, I feel as though if you gradually put it into the curriculum, that we can still absorb it. I don't speak.
Absolutely. We are on the same page because if you look at how English started in Nigeria, and my parents, my grandparents, they were like beginners. They were like the year 1, age 4. That's what I meant.
Exactly.
They were like the age 4 then. So we have these textbooks there and gradually getting them into it. Of course, they would introduce it to the other classes as well. Now, Yoruba has to be a compulsory subject. You cannot just, it will not be an option. Like in my days, it was an option. It was an option. I chose to learn Yoruba. So it should become compulsory. No, it's not a choice. You don't have a choice in this. You have to learn.
You're in Yoruba land. Learn Yoruba.
Exactly. You learn to use Yoruba in everything you do. And that is absolutely understandable. And if they could put it like that, it will become a lot easier. I'm just looking at it from the production side of things. The textbooks. The teacher that are actually going to teach. Because I mean, if you just put a teacher out there to come and explain osmosis in Yoruba, all of a sudden,
Osmosis who?
What is photosynthesis in Yoruba, my dear? Yo, no.
Right.
So that is where I'm coming from. So they gradually teach these teachers and get the books ready, all the curriculums that they're going to be teaching in school, get them ready, and to be able to help these people to actually, okay, I know what I'm teaching, I can teach you this, and this is correct. And we gradually like do it in that aspect. And it will be nice if other curriculums or other activities are introduced. So when I was in school, there are a lot of extra lesson teachers out there. Oh, I want to focus on my math. Oh, I want to focus on my English. So we would pay for that extra lesson. Can they also make it possible for extra lesson teachers to teach Yoruba? Because I don't think now there is anyone that will just wake up one day and be like, okay, I want to teach Yoruba. That is going to be my own extra lesson thing in Nigeria. They will look at you like,
why?
like, of everything you can do, teach Yoruba. So if that is available everywhere, like, oh, okay, so my child can go and improve the Yoruba reading and learning and speaking and everything somewhere, like those extra lessons, it would be really, really helpful. And then when they say, oh, Yoruba has been said somewhere to be available somewhere, we can be genuinely happy, not just being hypocrite about it. Like, Yoruba to the world, and
Yoruba
like,
to the
oh yeah,
world, but you can't
come
read.
and read this in Yoruba already. What is going?
As in, Yoruba to
like,
the world, but you don't know what that says in Yoruba.
Yeah.
Why?
You're like, kí ló kọ síbí báyìí? Mi ò tí mọ̀ ká bó ṣe ń kọ́ ni Yorùbá to the world o, àbí ẹ sì ń pariwo Yorùbá to the world, Yorùbá to the world, níbo ni Yorùbá ti ń. My days, it is amazing. It is amazing. And I think that many of us, like people like you and I, putting in the effort to help people out there learn to speak and read Yoruba will be helpful as well.
Yes.
And technology has made things become a lot easier now. You can just pick up your phone, pick up your tablet, do everything you want to do, learn your Yoruba there. And like I said, do not look at the shaming aspect of it. That is something that will always happen. And if you already have it in your mind that it will always happen, you will approach it from a positive side, like,
yes.
As in, we've been created with our mouth. We have the right to say whatever we want with it. So they want to laugh at you, let them laugh at you. It is their prerogative. So it's not my business. I'm gonna learn this Yoruba whether you like it or not. But yes, it's one of the things I look forward to. The way they encourage children to read. Can we just make those reading available to them in Yoruba? I think I was saying to you yesterday, my son has read nearly 2,000 books.
Wow.
Yeah, because that is the way they build vocabulary. That is the way they build the way they speak. Hey, Ekaso. Yeah. Sheshefun. Did I pronounce that right? Sheshefun. I hope I pronounced that right. Ben, Ekaso, thank you for joining us. Yeah, so if we can make a lot of form books, child-friendly books available for everyone. Oh, okay, I got the pronunciation right. Thank you.
Yay.
Yes, to make it available for everyone, it will be amazing. It will help them to, especially the Yoruba literacy aspects will become more evolved and developed and easier for people, because then they can pick up a book and read. And that kind of documents in getting your driver's license or your car registration and everything, you will be able to read it in Yoruba. So, which is one of the reasons why I, as Eniola, I am working on my book. So the book is really simple and easy, straight to the point. It's called Ba Omore Soro ní èdè Yorùbá. So we need to catch them young.
Yes.
If your child can express themselves in Yoruba right from beginning, it will become a lot easier for them to show interest in speaking Yoruba, to want to express themselves more in Yoruba, to be proud to read in Yoruba. So this book is going to be ebook. So like I said, everybody's got their phones now and everything. They can access it online. So it's going to be an ebook and it's going to be in series. I think I have a picture of. Can you see that?
Can you bring it closer to the screen?
Okay.
Awesome.
So that is what it's going to look like. It's launching in November. So Ba Omore Soro ní èdè Yorùbá. And it's going to be covering one verb at a time. So this first one, the verb focus is going to be jẹun. You know, it's just simple little sentences that your child can tell you, mo fẹ́ jẹun, ebi ń pa mí, ti jẹun tán, kí ni mo fẹ́ jẹ? You know, simple things like that. You see Yoruba children, they don't even know how to say, mo fẹ́ mumi, I want to drink water.
Yeah. You know, the funny thing is, you're saying Yoruba children, but also it would help people who are beginners too, because when you're a beginner in anything, you do like a child. You know, you start from the beginning like a child.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. That's true. So this is going to be published often. I am not certain on how often yet, but the first one is coming out in November, and then it's going to come out in series, little, one verb at a time. So a conversation between a family and their children, how they can communicate. So I do it in a way that it will help you train your child how to speak Yoruba. Because one of the questions that a lot of people ask me when they see my son speaking Yoruba is, how did you do it? Because we live in an predominantly English-speaking country. So they're like, how is he able to speak Yoruba? How is he able to do it? So what I say is I start from little. When it was a baby, I speak Yoruba at home 247. And one thing people get wrong is the thing, just because I speak Yoruba to my children or I speak Yoruba at home, they are automatically going to pick it up. No, they will not pick it up. And the reason is because they are not in a Yoruba speaking environment. They only hear Yoruba from you. Every other thing they hear is the language that is being spoken where they are. It could be French, it could be Spanish, it could be English, it could be whatever. That is what they hear every day. So we as a parent need to put in that effort to teach them how to say it. Okay, I want to eat. This is how you will say it. Train them to say it, and then it will stick. That was how I trained my son. And everybody, most people don't believe that he's never been to Nigeria. Like, no. Because he can express himself in Yoruba. So it takes a lot of effort from us. It takes a lot of effort. You have to be ready to put in the work. Okay? It will not just happen like that. You need to put in the work. And please do it the right way as well.
Right.
It's not like beating them up. Oh, you have to do this and everything.
Yes. Definitely have a positive viewpoint on the Yoruba language. The way you express your feelings toward Yoruba and the way that you express yourself toward Yoruba will affect your child. They're a mirror.
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So you help them understand the reason why they need to learn it. why they need to know it. Because my son have asked me before, why do I even need to speak Yoruba?
It's important.
Because the funny thing is, he is very fluent in it, but he's very lazy to speak it because he only speaks it with me. So it can't be bothered to think of putting the sentence together and just tell me. He would rather just say it in English. I'm like, no, go back. What is that in Yoruba? Then he would take his time. And like, okay. And then he would tell you exactly what it should be in Yoruba, which shows that he knows it. It just can't be bothered. But then you can't blame him. Everything else, everywhere else, everything else he does is in English. So we need to put in that effort as parents. Help them appreciate why they need to learn it, why they need to know it, why they need to understand it, and then gradually tell them, okay, oh, I'm going to school today. No, this is how you would say this in Yoruba. Gradually like that, put it into them. So that is what this book is about. It's just simple conversations between parents and their children. So how can I say this?
I love that. It will build confidence, honestly. That kind of thing will build confidence. Repetition builds confidence. So I look forward to your book. I really do. I really do, because I will use it.
And the good thing about it, and the good thing about it as well is there's going to be audio version of the book. 2 audios, okay? Because the book is in 100% Yoruba. I am not doing translation. No. I want you to read and think in Yoruba. Okay, so it is 100% Yoruba. So I'm going to be doing 2 audios. So we have a speaker version audio and a learner version audio. So if you're a learner, you will have access to the learning version. You'll be able to understand, oh, okay, so this is how I'm meant to pronounce this. Oh, so this is how you have that practice session of pronouncing each word. Okay, but with the speaker version, it's just a natural Yoruba speaking, like I love
that. And you're like, I want to say, I really love that, because learner versus native. With the learner, it's slower. I'm able to grasp the words better. I notice when I speak with native speakers, even you, it will just be, I'm like, please, it's too fast. Slow down. I'm a baby. Please slow down. So I love that you have the learner versus the native. Because, you want to get to the native part. You want to speed up eventually.
Exactly.
But I got to go through that learner first.
Yes. I was able to come to this decision based on the fact that, like I said, I'm a language learner myself as well. So I listen to the learner version, okay? And then I try to catch up with the speaker version. Because in the real world, nobody's going to speak to you in the learner version.
At all.
No one is going to speak to you in the learner version. And that is the reason why I have made the learner version, for you to practice and nail your pronunciation, and then switch to the speaker version where you'll be able to just speak natural, like see
that, that's what I hear. I'm just like, what did you say?
What are you talking about?
But I will get there. Very soon.
Oh, no trust me, you're doing so well, Àbíkẹ. You are doing really well, and I am really so proud of you. I know you'll get there eventually. You will definitely get it eventually.
I want to do small shameless promotion. Small. Because in an effort to me getting there, I have these Yoruba flashcards here. Yoruba flashcards. This is just vocabulary, building basic vocabulary. And this is how it looks. It has, the picture.
That looks really good. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. It has the picture. It has the Yoruba word with the actual tone marks. It has the way
do you know how much I appreciate that? Because it boils my blood when I see Yoruba books without tone marks. I'm like,
I know. It doesn't make sense because it's like, this is key. Sorry, this is key to us. Like, this is our language. This is how it's supposed to be written. It even teaches you how to say it. That's the purpose of the tone marks. It teaches you how to say it. Maybe it's a word you're not familiar with, but you will pronounce it properly. So this is just beginners, you know, this is great for children and beginners. It's beginner friendly. There's an ebook that even has the audio or and things like that. But these are the efforts I'm making toward, you know, learning my language, because it's very important to me and I'm making it a part of my life. It's a lifestyle change for me. So I'm going to learn this Yoruba.
Oh, yes. We are here to stay.
We're not going anywhere.
We're absolutely here to stay. Yes. So Yoruba literacy, it is very important that we can read Yoruba, even as a native speaker, not just I can speak, but how well can you read and understand? That is important. That is
and
important.
Look at it from this standpoint. The state of Maryland in America thought it was important enough. We should think it's important enough as well. So
absolutely,
that's something right there. Yeah.
Oh, so Ibijoke Eunice is saying hello to Eniola and Àbíkẹ. Ẹ ṣeun o. Ó ní ẹ kókó tí ẹ wà níbẹ̀ yẹn o. This is pure Yoruba.
Oh,
like, good day to you wherever you are. So according to the time of the day you are. So that's it.
Okay. I just learned that greeting. I recently just learned that greeting in Yoruba.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. It is amazing. So Yoruba literacy, please, if you're listening to us, if you're watching this video later, make the effort to be able to read and write Yoruba. When we are doing word book day, it's not just about English. Can we do something for our language as well?
Yes.
Can we make it available as well? Please, if there is any sponsor out there listening to this, we want to make Yoruba books available to everyone so they can read. Because the more they read, the more they are able to build the vocabulary and the more they'll be able to express themselves in Yoruba.
Yes. So, I want to also add, I once saw a video of a young man, maybe he was about 15 or 16 years old. He was able to explain a math problem in full Yoruba.
Yes,
Yoruba. You saw that video.
That was on my Instagram this thing. Yeah, I posted it on my Instagram.
That's amazing. Yes. Oh my goodness.
Yoruba teacher taught mathematics in Yoruba.
Wow.
100%. 100%. I felt so proud because you will be able to understand the illustration and the example is used. There's something that we normally would understand because we're Yoruba. Which is really, 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 really good. So we want more of that. At least now we have more Yoruba vloggers as well, which is good.
Yes.
It never used to be like that.
Small. We're getting there. Small.
Oh, yeah. We're getting there. Baby steps. Yes. We're getting there one at a time. Gradually, we're getting there one at a time.
I just want to share this one just because it's so important to communicate in Yoruba, like as Yoruba people. There was this young lady, she was a wrestler, and her coach was, when you're wrestling, when you're an athlete, sometimes your coach will give you, pointers, I guess, is it tips or pointers, while you're doing whatever you're doing. He was doing it in Yoruba, and it sounded so beautiful.
I heard that as well. It was.
Yes,
I heard so that beautiful as well. It is really good. It is really good. I mean, we're getting there. We're getting there. One step at a time. Gradually, we're getting there. It's been a really good live today. Honestly, I've really enjoyed being here, and thank you everyone who is joined. And let me know in the comment section, what would you like us to talk about regarding learning Yoruba? And if there is anything more you like to know, you can always send me an email or email Àbíkẹ as well, and we'll be to answer your questions. And you can find us on Instagram as well. I mean, come on, let's stay connected.
Yes.
And that way you can always get updates on everything Yoruba. And yes, my podcast is still going. I've had a lot of DMs like, is the podcast still continuing? Yes, it is continuing, although it's not there yet, but it will. Let's do it one at a time. Let's put this book out first. Okay? So the book is gonna be out in November. It's gonna have an audio version, like I said earlier, and there's going to be a video version of it. Okay, but the video version is gonna be a full lesson. So it's going to explain the words, what it means, in all of that. It's gonna be a full lesson with the video. So, but yeah, the book is gonna be available for you to purchase very soon. Very soon. Look out.
I would like to add this, Eniola. I want to say this because, you know, it's on my heart right now. I would like to appreciate you because this thing is not easy. It's not easy putting out this Yoruba content, especially in a world where our own people don't value our language. So I greatly appreciate you as a learner because I said this in our last live, but that podcast is so important. And now you're doing a book too. Like, we really do appreciate you. The content that you put out there is so important for people who are like me, who really want to learn. And sorry, there was a call that came.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to continue on.
Right. Okay. While you're there, someone is just asking a question
out there.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you are
what are
frozen. You're frozen. Oh, yeah, okay. I think you're back.
Okay.
You're back. Yeah.
Damn, sorry, that was a call.
Question quickly. Sorry. Will the book be like a textbook? Oh, so it's more of a storybook. So when children go to the library to just pick up a little tiny storybook to read, just to introduce them to little vocabulary one at a time according to their grade. So it's more of a storybook. So that is how it's going to go. But each storybook will have a verb focus. So it will teach you how to use this verb. So the first verb that is going to be published in this book is jẹun. So how do you use jẹun? What does jẹun mean? How would you communicate? Like, even mo fẹ́ jẹun. So yeah, it's more of a storybook. It's not a textbook. It's more of a little storybook. Yes, look out for it. Okay. Yeah. So like I said, the book is gonna be in series. So each episode will come out one at a time. That's how the book is gonna be. So when I am hoping this is what I hope for. But I don't know if it's gonna work out like that. But I'm hoping that you would have each episode every week. I am hoping.
It will happen. It will happen.
So we'll see how it goes. But the very first episode of this series is gonna be out in November. Okay, so you can look forward to that. And it is jẹun. Okay, so how can you teach your child how to use jẹun, and how can you as a beginner use jẹun in your everyday language? Okay, so it's going to be like a small book, like I said, just gradually introducing you to vocabulary in Yoruba. And it is conversational as well. Yeah, so the dad is going to say something, the child is going to respond, the mom is going to say something, the child is going to respond. So it's teaching you conversational manner as well. So that's how it's going to be.
Nice. We look forward to it. We really do, especially me.
I am looking forward to releasing it as well. I am so happy with this because I've had a lot of books written and I just never finish them or bring them out.
Mm-hmm.
So I am happy
But this
that
one you
I've
will
actually
finish. You will finish this one. I
really
know
happy
you will.
that I got to the end of this, and yes, it will be up. It will be up. Thank you very much, everyone. Àbíkẹ, do you want to say anything else before we finish for today?
I look forward to your work. I am a learner, and this learner, as well as the others, I speak for all of them. We look forward to it. But thank you so much for this live. Many more to come.
Oh,
Next
yes,
week after
absolutely.
next. Forever.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. There is more coming. And I think we did discuss some of the topics that we're gonna be talking about. I think the one for next week, do you remember what that is? I think it's something to do with helping children.
Yeah, I think so. Let's keep it a surprise. We're gonna reveal it throughout the week, and everyone will tune in to that one. Yes. But the last thing I do want to say is in regards to the state of Maryland, like I mentioned before, the state of Maryland sees our language as important. We too should see our language as important. So, the hope and prayer is that in the future, we know right now, we know what's happening now, but in the future, the future generations of Yoruba people will opt to go for our native language when it comes to documentation, when available, of course. Nigerians, generally speaking, are really brilliant. I feel like we undermine ourselves all the time. Like I was telling you yesterday, Nigerians are really brilliant. The average Nigerian speaks 3 languages.
Yeah, absolutely.
3.
Absolutely.
That's
you speak
amazing.
English, you speak Pidgin, and you speak your mother tongue.
Wow, that's amazing. And that one, we should celebrate ourselves more. We don't celebrate ourselves enough. We're brilliant. I'm not as brilliant as the average Nigerian, but I will be one day soon. I'm working on my Pidgin. I'm working on my Yoruba. I will soon be there. I'll be brilliant like a Nigerian soon.
Like a Nigerian,
but we're really brilliant. We really
absolutely.
are. We really are.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we will see you again very soon. Ẹ ṣeun gan ni, mo dúpẹ́ pé ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lénìí. And I am speaking that Yoruba so slowly so that Àbíkẹ can understand me.
Yes. Yes. I
and
need
also all of you. Oda and Shilgoni. Thank you, everyone, and see you again next time. Odabo. Odabo. Thank you.